Hey everybody. Hey YouTube. Hey Shadow. Shadow the cat just came in. Hello YouTube. Hello future people. Hello present people when you become present. Just wanted to go live and talk a little bit. See how everybody's doing. And see if we can share some information that gives people hope about stuff. Of course, I'm promoting automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Automatic citizenship for all Trump's victims. And also trying to amplify the hunger strike protests going on at the Alligator Auschwitz in Florida, Trump's concentration camp there, and talk about how I only heard about that on day 10. I think it's day 17 of that now. If it's still going on, it's been a week longer. And I heard about it from Midas Touch Network, but nobody else really. I heard from somebody, maybe NPR, about the terrorist, Trump terrorist, who tried to bomb the hotel that the Texas Democrats are staying at. But nobody else talked about that. I mean, I saw that somewhere. I don't know where I saw it, but it was a mainstream news outlet that reported it. But it was just kind of like a blip. Like they didn't take that seriously at all. I guess it was a foiled plan, thankfully. But they didn't have any details about who was trying to do it. Although you can pretty safely assume it's another Trump terrorist. They did have the guy who shot up the CDC building today. Also strikes me as what would be anyone's motive for that other than the weird stuff that Trump terrorists believe? Hello, people that are motivated by brainworms, RFK's lies. And so somebody shot up the CDC building. They didn't mention it was a white man. I had already predicted it was probably a Trump terrorist. Because they're all Trump terrorists. I don't know if the soldier who shot people at the fort was a Trump terrorist or not, but my first instinct there was maybe the people he shot were Trump terrorists. Oh, thanks. Thanks for subscribing, James Dean. Nice to meet you. I'm Puffin. Welcome to Pillar Revolution. I do some singing and stuff sometimes, but I often talk about politics and this state of affairs. And right now I'm talking about the Trump terrorists. There was a Trump terrorist who bombed the hotel that the Democrats were staying at. The Democrats that fled Texas were staying at a hotel outside of Chicago. And a Trump terrorist bombed the hotel, or tried to bomb the hotel. Yeah, that's Shadow the cat. But nobody really talked about it. Like, that barely made the news. So I wanted to tell people about it. Trump terrorists bombing the hotel is something that the news should report more on. We should maybe make comments about it and stuff on news channels so that they do say more about it. There's been so many Russian bots lately. Oh yeah, I get a lot of Russian bots and uh, Trump bots and Trump trolls. Thankfully, not right now. So I'm glad you guys are not of that persuasion. Do you have an OnlyFans? Not yet. I don't really. No, I've never even been on OnlyFans. I've never seen the content there, but I imagine it's great. Um, so hello, Naomi. Nice to meet you. So I was talking about how these Trump terrorists keep striking and they don't really give it any media attention. So the Trump terrorists tried to bomb the hotel that the Democrats were staying in. A Trump terrorist, I assume a Trump terrorist, shot the CDC building today and killed a cop, and they killed him. A racist instead? I get a racist instead? That's what they are. Trump trolls are racists. They're the worst people ever. I get a lot of those, but thankfully not now, so let's not invoke them. OnlyFans is 18 plus. Yeah, I think. How old would you guess I am? Um, sorry, this cat is nice and everything, but she likes to run around during my live streams, and her fur gets in my face, and it's kind of distracting. Let me just sit up a little bit so I don't get as much fur in my face. But yeah, so they didn't really the Trump terrorist who killed Democratic congresswomen. They didn't really call him a terrorist. Um, I thought, well, will it take a little while for them to determine that he was a terrorist and call him a terrorist? They just never really did. The guy who shot the CDC building, they haven't called him a terrorist. The guy who tried to bomb the Democrats' hotel, They didn't call him a terrorist. They didn't really talk about it hardly at all. So it's very disappointing that people aren't calling the Trump terrorists what they are. A bunch of terrorists. A bunch of cowards and terrorists. Hey, you just got a dog? Cool. Congratulations on getting a dog. Idaho. He will not divide us. No, they just, brainwashed their section. They just brainwashed the Trump-Putin-ears. I call them Trump-Putin-ears. Trump-Putin-ears are Space Force in the streets, Flat Earth in the sheets. But yeah, they did divide us in that sense. Like, I'm not with them. They're not like us. I mean, we know, like, his base will get divided now because the people who actually care about protecting kids are going to have to eventually wise up and see that Trump is the threat. Trump is the one, the call's coming from inside the house, Trump is the Epstein files. They're the trolls for you. You want me to read their comment that YouTube hid? Why the F am I here? Said Robert Vegan Jr. I don't know. You can scroll away. I mean, I think other people are live on YouTube. I don't think I'm the only one. But if you are here, you found the most anti-Trump part of the internet. So before my phone goes dead and I have to go away, we replaced their churches. One of the ways we beat Trump is we replace all patriarchy Christianity. That's with the Church of Judas. Check out the hashtag Church of Judas. And Jesus set Judas aside for this purpose. The Gospel of Judas was revealed in 2006. I wrote a book called The Book of Judas about it. But I also have a lot of content and videos. Just check out the hashtag Church of Judas. And yeah, so we replaced their churches because, well, look what the churches produced. Like, should we blame Jesus for Hitler and Putin and Trump? No, but we should blame the churches for Hitler and Putin and Trump because the churches were largely responsible or held a strong role in that. The message was held for review. So yeah, AOC for AOC for Vice President, Jasmine Crockett for President, I think. Jasmine Crockett for President, AOC for Vice President, automatic citizenship for everyone, ICE contacts. These are just some things I think we should be talking about. And we should be talking about the hunger strike in Alligator Auschwitz. We should be talking about the protest against opening up actual Alcatraz, because that's a sacred site. And we should be doing all the things. We should be saving Gaza. We should be stopping the Gaza-Holocaust. We should be overthrowing Netanyahu, Putin, and Trump. So let's do that. I call it the Pillow Revolution because we can do it from bed. We can do it from home. Nice to meet you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the likes. And thanks for subscribing. Just check out my content. I have a lot of content, but if you scroll, you'll find some stuff that might interest you. If I'm talking to the camera, as you see I'm doing right now, then it's probably something along these lines. So if I'm looking off, then it's probably me responding to the news on NPR. If I'm in my car, it's me responding to the news on NPR. What do you think about Mexico, USA merging into one country? Very interesting question. I've been promoting for months the idea that Mexico and Canada should annex half of USA each and facilitate land back to the indigenous people. So kind of melting the country into, the indigenous people who own the country, having the country back. And Mexico could melt some of themselves off in that process as well as Canada could melt some of themselves off in that process as well. They could still maintain being a country, within those arrangements, I think. But now I'm thinking maybe just ask Mexico to take Texas. You can see that in some of my recent content from the last few days. Mexico, come get your kid. Take Texas back. They've already driven our representatives out of Texas, so Texas isn't really America anymore. It's gone completely fascist right now. So if Mexico were to take it, I think they'd be doing us a big favor. Half Native and half European. What side would I go on? I guess you get to choose. I mean, I don't think it's going to be a big... I don't see why the Native people would be trying to deport people like Trump. I feel like everybody else besides Trump is kind of on the opposite side of humanity from that. And while on the one hand, we should maybe give them the medicine they're trying to serve, do unto them what they're trying to do unto others, and just deport the deporters, deport the traitors, not the waiters, deport all the MAGA people, revoke the citizenship of all the MAGA Trump Putin-ears who are trying to take citizenship away from babies, and deport them, give their houses to immigrants. Immigrants are far more American than these MAGA Trump Putin-ears are, because immigrants, even if you just want to come to America, you're more American than these Trump Putin-ears because they betrayed America. The immigrants want to come here for the good things about America. So I think we should try to get more immigrants, while we're a country. We should change the country around, or we should give up the country, because we kind of shown we don't deserve to have a country. We can't be trusted with the country. Should we send them to Russia? Yes, exactly. Siberia. They chose a country over us. They chose Putin over us. They should send them to Siberia. If we have to catapult them off Sarah Palin's porch, send them to Siberia. So that reminds me of my rap regulators. If you'd like, I'll do the rap regulators for you real quick. Here's a little story about Jaden X, just one of 70 million reasons Trumpers shouldn't have sex. So you grew up black in Utah? Damn, I'm sorry. A Mormon? Still, that's no excuse for your Capitol storming. Were you abused in the Olympics when they made you a skater? So write our book or sue, don't let it make you a traitor. On the Capitol steps, you really added some pep, letting everyone know it's Trump and Putin you rep. Helped your fellow rebels rebel up and cheered them on as savage. You yelled that, let's burn it down then you, before you went into ravage. Every cop who tried to stop the mob, you threatened their life. Every door they locked, you popped up and said, I got a knife. You yelled go and Ashley jumped the window, you stayed on your feet. Like yell and pull to fire your failed a terrorist skeet. When they blew her ass away just like a trumper clay pigeon. She died just for your life feed. You feel guilt just a smidgen? You sold the vid for 30 G's. You sold your soul for some views. FBI caught you, but a judge released. Guess they're guilty too. You're back on YouTube blocking me, feeling free, I bet. I guarantee you're just a knot in this Trump terrorist net, tying you to Trump and all of his kind, till it turns to bars of iron, you'll all be safer behind. Thanks. Here's a little story about Marjorie Taylor Greene and why Trumpers should not be heard or seen. So you stalk Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? Well, you're going to be an inmate and she's going to be prez. Saw you looking through the mail slot at AOC's office door. Bitch, if you could read and write, you would know what it's for. Isn't it a federal crime just for raising the flap? I think your wrist needs some handcuffs, not just a slap. And you think your dumb ass can debate AOC? If it fell dead in the forest, you couldn't debate a tree. We know that you're wrong by all the things that you said. The way Trump and Putin replaced the brains in your head. We all love the brilliant AOC. She makes an impression. But we love her because she's like us, not some jealous obsession. The right wishes they had an AOC because she's so awesome. But if you're the closest they've got, does that make you the hot one? Damn, I'm just being sarcastic. Nothing's as ugly and drastic as these racist Congress traitors acting all bombastic. Here's a little story about Lauren Boebert. Fuck the pudding. She's why Trumper shouldn't even get yogurt. Dyed her hair and wore fake glasses to look like Sarah Palin. Say, isn't that the starter kit for fascism and Palin? Just like Palin, all her funding probably comes from a Russian. To accept her Q and Nazi views, you need a concussion. She filmed herself illegally carrying a gun in D.C. Same cops who gassed you for a BLM sign let her run free. Days before the Trump insurrection, she came towards the Capitol. Showed her terrorist friends a way in so they wouldn't need a map at all. On the 6th, she tweeted, this is 1776. We got Congress and Senate traitor problems we need to fix. Getting elected to overthrow us, then some treasonous tricks. She's calling Biden a tyrant, but they're just some dumb hicks. And they couldn't shoot us all even if we only had sticks. We won't even need violence now that we're in the mix. We'll wrap our hope in Roman scandals and we're lighting the wicks for the day when Trump is locked away just hammering bricks. Different side of what coin? What's the other side? I'm on the opposite side of the Nazi Trump side. I'm against the Nazi Trump pedophiles. So that's the side. That's the right side of history right there. Hello. You found the anti-Trump live. Taco Trump. Why won't you release the Epstein files? Trump's all like, no one cares about Epstein anymore anyway. He's swimming with Osama now around their private island. America's had some good stuff too. Oliver Sykes says America is the wrong side of history, but America's had some good stuff too. America could have our best days ahead of us, but they're beyond Trump. They're post-Trump America. So hopefully we'll get there soon. Could be next week. So we're working on it. Anyway, thanks for watching live. Check out my content and comment. See you guys soon.